Here's my take on roasting every Marvel movie. Iron Man, the movie that saved the career of an out of rehab Robert Downey Jr. Or, if it not for the success of this movie, there would be no Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Winter Soldier. Then Hollywood would be forced to create something original. Yeah, remember how that turned out to be? The Incredible Hulk. The one that you forgot Edward Norton was in, before he got dumped over for Mark Ruffalo. Not to be confused with Ang Lee's 2003 take on the Hulk starring Eric Bana fighting Nick Nolte as his fart cloud dad. Iron Man 2. The sequel that did not live up to the expectations that were set by Iron Man 1. Which goes to show you that Favreau and Feige didn't really plan these things accordingly when they got Mickey Rourke to play a villain who gets killed off unceremoniously in the third act of the film. But at least this movie gave us Scarlett Johansson, Captain America the First Avenger, the movie that stars Human Torch on steroids as he fights Agent Smith and his secret army of Nazi death cult extremists. Thor, the movie that got made so that non-comic book nerds would stop asking annoying questions about who the blonde guy with the hammer is in the Avengers. Ironically the least likable movie wherein the villain is more loved than the hero. So sorry to say that Point Break. The Avengers. The movie that put the entire line of DC Comics on suicide watch with the guy who directed Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Firefly taking the helm and directing the movie. Boy, I bet he could do the Justice League one better. Iron Man 3. The movie wherein it had little to no money left put in for the special effects because half of the movie's budget accounted for RDJ's salary. So Shane Black had to constantly make up excuses as to why Tony Stark would have to be regular man most of the time throughout the film, battling the forces of Awesome Ben Kingsley's the Mandarin in a surprise twist that backfired and pissed off the entire Marvel fanbase. I mean, it would have you believe that Guy Pearce's villain loses to Gwyneth Paltrow in yoga pants. Thor: The Dark World. The movie you watched on a plane thinking that it wasn't half as bad as you thought it was, but forgot about it altogether later on. But at least it's not Ang Lee's Hulk. Don't make him Ang Lee, cause you won't like it when he's Ang Lee. Captain America the Winter Soldier. The movie makes you think twice about your government and if they are actually part of a secret Nazi death cult. Who knew that the Sundance Kid was actually spying for both the Reds and the Jerrys? Guardians of the Galaxy. The movie that Marvel took a huge shot in the dark at because Marvel was running out of heroes it still had the rights to. So they're basically scrapping the bottom of the barrel before the contracts of its major stars end. But at least this movie gave us Bradley Cooper as a bad-mouthed talking raccoon and Vin Diesel as a talking tree and turned that fat idiot from Parks and Rec into a sex symbol. I mean, they're the Space Avengers. Avengers Age of Ultron. The timeline of the movie is an understatement. The events of the movie took place within a week at best. But hey, Christian Spade is in this one. And so is the kid from Kick-Ass whose character was done way better over at Fox. And an off-the-rack Kit Olsen sibling who surprisingly isn't a Mary or Kate Olsen. Ant-Man. Basically Ocean's 11. If Ocean's 11 were a superhero film starring Paul Rudd who stars as America's least favorite and least known insect man hero, who is the superhero equivalent of Super Mario with abilities that enable him to grow incredibly big or incredibly small, as well as animal cruelty. This movie also has Jordan Gekko from Wall Street as well as Kate from Lost as his daughter. Super Mario Heist. Captain America Civil War. Basically what happens when your villains suck. This movie pits a baby boomer at odds with a progressive Gen Xover who gets to pay for child support. No new taxes, and Nixon was framed, and Kennedy was a commie. No new wars, and increased welfare. Doctor Strange. Another Benedict Cumberbatch movie about Benedict Cumberbatch doing his best American impression of a crippled doctor who becomes a space wizard after he joins a cult, I mean ancient religion, and trips acid on a vision quest that he had while he was finding himself in Tibet. Wow, you can find Benedict Cumberbatch in a lot of movies these days. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. While not as stirring as the first one, it did give us Kurt Russell as an evil genocidal planet in his second appearance in a Disney movie since he first played a human computer. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Marvel sure pulled this one off. Sorry Andrew Garfield, but your franchise had to die in order for this kid Spider-Man to take on Batman of all people. Thor: Ragnarok. This movie goes to show you that you could even make the Thor movies more fun and enjoyable to watch. Added that you put in a Jeff Goldblum every now and then. with the weirdo director, to take the helms directing this, whose previous films involved the likes of these.
Shame. Bad vampire. Shame.
Black Panther. The movie that I never would have thought I would say the lines "I want another Black Panther sequel," or that it would surpass Justice League in the box office. Avengers Infinity War. The first part of a 2-part money-milking series of payoffs building up to 10 years worth of Marvel movies, but ultimately got snubbed at the Academy Awards for Best Picture by none other than Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp, because Disney wanted to make more money while it still could before Avengers 5 came out. Captain Marvel. Basically Top Gun with boobs. If boobs were Brie Larson, who could go full on Super Saiyan mode if she wanted to, and her name in this movie is Marvel, not Maverick, and is accompanied by Jules Winfield of all people, while they face off against Ben Mendelsohn, who's been playing all the generic white guy villains for most of the late 2010 movies. Avengers Endgame. The movie that pissed an entire fan base off because it wasn't nominated for anything in the Oscars, because it was ultimately overshadowed by a movie about River Phoenix's younger brother dancing to Frank Sinatra in his underwear, all the while unintentionally spurring civil unrest throughout the movie. But personally, I thought this was DJ's best performance to date.
For 400 years, that word has kept us down.
Sorry Charlie Chaplin, they killed you off for nothing. Thanks a lot Martin Scorsese. Spider-Man Far From Home. The movie that's lighthearted and surprisingly entertaining. It's like having a surprise birthday party if the birthday party took place after a funeral. The movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal as he reprises his role as Bubble Boy, all the while I'm wondering, when the hell are they gonna bring all those Netflix show heroes on Disney Plus?